Wow, I get to be the raider in the first game I play? That's luck right there. Omniversal luck. I'll go straight back. I've had decent luck with Friezos and Raiders. Hopefully I should have just as decent luck. I forgot what game I even played last time, so I'm gonna be real with you. Can't a week just go by so I can show off my epicness? Or omniversal epicness? Something like that. I love how they use, what the frick was his name? Raise's voice actor. I love how they use his original voice acting, or, lines, but he's obviously passed away, so. Whiny little brat. How about that? Do you have him now?
I don't have any.
You're lying. Yeah, how about you're a liar? You're a dirty liar. Bingo. Anyone else want to join them? exactly where the frick you are. It would be wise of you not to hide from me. I'm losing patience. Found you. Where are you? You really thought that attacking me like that was smart. I swear, every time I play as Frieza, I pretty much always either win or get so bloody close. Mine. And now you're dead. Good. You think you can hide from me, eh? I don't consider that a smart play. I'm not even in my fourth form yet. Or I'm sorry, his base form. I liked it better when that was pretty much assumed to be his fourth form. Does this guy ever not run away? Guess I'm just gonna ignore him. And now you're dead. Now I'm in my fourth form. Destroy this area just because. What's up, Zeke? Got a huge, heck of a bunch of announcements to make, but not as much as will be next Friday through Sunday. This is the last stream before the big middle of July announcements that I've been teasing. But I want to wait for more people so that way I don't spoil much that everyone deserves to know. So, unless you want to know right now or something like that, I can spoil it, but I'm not going to spoil a huge heck of a time. Not until we get a bunch of people. Oh, come on. You gotta be that guy? You totally gotta be that guy. This the best you got? I win. Yeah, I didn't stream last week because Thursday through Sunday, I was on a little mini vacation. Then, of course, I've uploaded this week so far. Well, I mean, I say so far, but I uploaded all week. What am I talking about? My brain went dead for a moment. As you guys saw in the last stream, I had the shirt and the pants and everything along with the hat, but I also have a new background setting for when I end stories and when I do streams. It is a galaxy projector. It basically has either green stars by itself or it has an aurora setting that goes from blue, gray, and purple to reddish greenish, then red by itself for a minute, or completely dark blue. And then you can also set it to the stars going off and on, or just the stars by itself. So I wanted that specifically to have a new setting for my Omniverse. As you guys can see, now it's completely dark. What I did was I went to Waldemar for the first time and swam a lot, spent time with my brother who's been on this channel before, and he's still uploading on his channel. He got his hair a different color and basically just chilled out, more or less. Waldemar is basically like a big water park. Has rides, but the water park is basically what it's mainly known for. Yeah, had a good time. And I'd be having an even more better time if this frickin' thing here didn't take 10 years to load. And I won't be uploading Friday through Sunday next week because, like I said, there's so much that I want to say, but I can't tell you all what I have planned. I explained about the 3-hour streams and the daily uploads, but that's not even the root of it. But I can't tell you guys what it is right now. I've been holding it in for a good month and a half or something like that whenever I made the announcement. But I can't tell you guys right now. It's coming up next week, middle of July. And tonight's also Saturday Night Main Event, Goldberg's last match ever against Gunther. Got WWE Evolution, the second one for the girls, tomorrow. Yeah, bunch of stuff. SummerSlam's coming up. And since I just finished pre-recording the Goku Heart Virus story, that means that I'm starting work on more stories, except I'll spoil it right now. I'm no longer doing the whole 5, 6, 7 projects and then stopping. No more breaks. None of that. I am working consecutively on projects. No stopping. Sunday is the only day I'm going to have off. Whether that goes towards my actual job before I actually get big on here or not is up for debate. Because I've worked every Sunday for a good long time now to mainly get the frick out of my own house. My point is, yeah, Sunday is going to be the only day I have off. I just did the Transformers and Cars one-parter and the dinosaur one-parter, and I'm currently working on what if Roman Reigns was in The Walking Dead. And you guys are going to love the frick out of that. Not only is that like my third wrestling what if, but it's my first WWE story. No one-parter. This is a story. And if you guys saw the teaser for it at the start of this year, when I put all those stories in that trailer, oh my god, I want to wait for more people because, like I said, there's so much that I can say, but so much that I have to wait for next week. Heck, I haven't even gotten my new, like I said, you guys saw this look of me, how I ditched the red and everything, and how my original was blonde, and how the bleach here is blonde as well. Like I said, you'll see why the reason I did that. And it will be part of my new picture for my channel. I'm so excited. I'm getting pumped and excited every single day because of everything that I have planned for this channel. And to think, I never did anything like this for my other channels. I never did it for my first ever YouTube channel, which had real life skits and vids and gaming and what ifs and stuff like that. I never did it with my Dragon Ball channel. I never did it with book reviews, what if fights, a backup what if fight, a Dragon Ball villain channel, an MLG Davis channel, me and Kaz's just gaming. Like, and heck, that's the only other surviving one besides this. And also getting monetized is awesome too. I received my first payment and I'm already a quarter passed away with my next payment. So yeah, it's awesome overall. And I'm playing Killer Instinct, which has been me and Nuclear Longshot or Kaz's best video on our combined channel so far, just because of the game. And whether or not he's going to be here or not is up for debate. I would have uploaded a video or stream with my brother, since I just saw him last weekend when I went on my little mini vacay. But you guys will see him. He pops in every now and again. He doesn't live with me, so until someday somehow he does, you guys are just going to see him appear. As for my friend Nuclear Longshot or Kaz, you guys know on the channel, same with him. But he lives right by me. Different circumstances. Very limited people that I know of will be on the channel. It's just different, you know? But as for people that I collab with, oh yeah, that list goes. I have a list of people that I plan to collab with as I continue to grow bigger and everything like that. Like King Devin, TF Motion Freak, Zeke's World, freaking Lytro Storm. I as I get bigger and bigger, I plan to collab with every what if YouTuber that I can. And who knows, maybe other YouTubers will take notice. It's not just what if YouTubers I take notice of. If you look at my dormant account, Triforceful God, which used to be Pro Gamer Nick, that channel has over 20 playlists, 30 playlists of songs, videos, gaming, book reviews, bunches of stuff from YouTubers like Dead Meat, David Popovich, Markiplier, and the list goes on and on. The only reason I haven't collabed with any of y'all yet is because I'm trying to find the best moment to do so, and it also has to work out with you guys. We would have to find a time to really do that, and we would also have to figure out a way to collab that would be worth it. So honestly, it just depends. Yeah, when you say quality, I went from working off a phone to a laptop, and I used a phone for 10 or so years for all those other YouTube channels. And then with this one, 3 years in, I got a laptop. So yeah, the only reason I'm off a phone with Restream, which is the app I used to stream off of, is because different laptop means Restream is way, way, way slower. So it's what we got to deal with, which I've explained before. Welcome to Cyberverse. Speaking of which, are you considering any Sonic stories? Yes, but only for the Sonic live action and Sonic collabs against other people. Like, say, Werehog Sonic from Sonic Unleashed, or Nazo, or Silkadoom, or Emperor X from Sonic Chronicles, the DS game. What else? We have the Sonic Final Fantasy, which the creator actually just passed away recently. We have other Sonic things like Sonic Heroes, which doesn't have much in terms of what if material, but still though, that stuff like that, yeah, you guys are more than welcome. The only story ones I'm going to do though, quote unquote, is the live actions. Other than that, you're mainly going to see one-parters with Sonic. Same with Mario and a few other things like that, because there just isn't much to do. But you are going to see story stuff with Sonic and Mario if it's collabed into another universe. Say like Dragon Ball or the MCU, you are going to see stories revolving Sonic and Mario. It's just not alone. But we'll see. Are you kidding me? I'm up against Samara in the first match. By the way, if you guys have played Killer Instinct, it's basically like a freaking Mortal Kombat, but much cooler, in my opinion. At least with this 2016 variation. You can combo and combo and combo and combo and combo. Like, literally. I have no idea what Sonic Forces Unclocked is. Overclocked? Whatever the frick. What if Dr. Eggman was in The Walking Dead? Let me think. No, I can't play Killer Instinct. I can't be on a stream and play Killer Instinct. It's too hard. What do I want to play now? Fortnite hasn't offered much to me for the Superman season, because once I got Superman and got Robin, that's pretty much all I care about. And I've done so much and accomplished so much on Fortnite. And plus, with me trying to move out and do all these bunches and bunches of different things, especially for the Omniverse, focusing so much on one game just is not for me at the moment. Family member of mine's trying to get me into DayZ, which is like The Walking Dead, but I can't prioritize a video game right now. Like I said, Sunday is going to be the only day I have off after next week, which is when you guys will see the biggest update on the Omniverse as of ever. I've been teasing the middle of July for over a month now, and you guys know that when I tease something, I deliver. Full on and full out. I try to do everything I can to give you guys the experience that at least, you know, you can't please everybody, but you also, you can try. You could definitely try. I've done everything on every single video game that I own. That's the thing. It's not even worth it to play games, honestly. Not anymore. I beat and maxed out every single video game that I own. Now the only reason I play them is mainly with friends. What if Dr. Eggman was in The Walking Dead? Thinking it over? Sure. Just give me a second. Since I have my laptop closed, I have to do this. Back to the old method that I used to use. Paper and pen. Man, it seems like just yesterday I was sitting at the table or sitting outside with freaking pen and paper and all those trolls that used to be on the channel and everything. Those were the days. And I know we're going to have plenty more of those days. But trolls don't affect me anymore like those guys did. If anything, they gave up. Which I'm glad they finally found some sense. Anyways, let me think here real quick. I am doing Naruto. And like Ichigo and Saitama and everything, but I only play one Naruto game. And I don't watch the animes because Naruto almost fully and completely consists of filler. And that's the case with almost half the other animes. But Dragon Ball corrects that and shows why it is literally the best anime, because Kai made it right. Z, they had to improve Z. They had to improve Z, not only for kids, but because of how much filler was in freaking Z. And how GT basically fumbled it up. As I've explained before, Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Z, GT, and all the movies consist in one universe. But when Evolution, the live action, freaking messed up the Dragon Ball fandom, and Akira Toriyama saw that, that's why he made Kai and Super to improve the universe. So, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Super, Daima, and the movies for Super are the true canon of everything. But Z, Dragon Ball, and the movies and GT are their own little universe. You can't blend them in because it doesn't work. When you've been a fan of Dragon Ball as long as I have, for over 20 years, you learn to spot mistakes. But I will be doing crossovers like matches and maybe stories, just like Mario and Sonic, with Ichigo, Saitama, Naruto, and other things like that. And whenever Fortnite did this, I did get into One Piece and My Hero Academia a little teeny bit, but Dragon Ball was, is, and always will be my anime. Why do you think I have the shirt on right now? I play a Naruto game. I like the characters in all the other animes for the most part, the ones I actually like dive a little bit into. But that's because of channels like Death Battle and like ones like Mastar Media, who did the Anime War videos and movie and stuff like that in the series. People like that make it better. You know, people like that have to make it better because of the mistakes that people make with them. I don't know what Max Steel is. I don't even know if I could do anything on Fortnite. There's almost nothing to do except Battle Royale. And that's like, it's like, it's boring. Like I said, Fortnite and online events and small stuff like that. It's like, there's like barely anything to do now. It's boring. Unless I buy new games. That's like it. I've maxed out everything. I've completed everything. I've literally gone to the end of every game and beyond just to see if there's something new to do. And you know what that's called? That's called dedication. When you dive into a game so much that you literally cannot do anything else. And then you keep playing those modes over and over again until you're like, oh my God, give me something new. You know what I'm talking about? Random question, Nick, but do you like any K-dramas? I know you don't like Squid Game, but there are others like Parasite the Grey or All of Us Are Dead. Squid Game, I thought about. But like, nah. And as for those other ones, no. Not to say I don't like them, it's just that question or subject or genre never came up before. Speaking of which, what if filler side movie characters join the Z Fighters? Well, I have what if Broly Z was canon. I have what if Cooler was canon. I have what if Garlic, Turles, Lord Slug. Yes, I have all those characters from all the non-canon movies put in for stories about them turning good, about them being canon, about them being in other things. Yes, trust me, they are involved because they made Broly canon, they made Gogeta canon, they made Super Saiyan 4 canon, so me not doing that to all those characters would be an insult to the fandom and the Dragon Ball universe. Why wouldn't I do that? I mean, heck, People like frickin' what's his face? People like MASCOT has done it. People like Salad Saying, Carthu Dojo, and all these other kind of lame YouTubers of the What If fandom. Like I said, the What If fandom is lacking. Like, very lacking. Besides the higher ups and some lowers actually proving better than some higher ups, like take for example, Lytra Storm is a good small What If YouTuber. TF Motion Freak is a good small What If YouTuber. I Inspired. Zeke, you might not be on like all the time and everything because of how young you are and how you just got into the What If fandom in the first place. But you still do amazing with your creativity and the way that you put in the What If material. And that says a lot because some of the higher up What If YouTubers, their voice, their power, and their subjects just show they are not either meant, driven, or they don't have the right drive to be a What If YouTuber. They should do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I'm trying to bring them down, but it's just like, I don't think that it's the right thing for them, you know? And I didn't think, like, as I started getting into more What Ifs growing up, I'm like, I thought, like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it, I thought that this would be a one and done channel like all the others, and you would never see me like the person that you see before you today. But I was quickly proven wrong now, wasn't I? It just goes to show, if you have the right voice, the right drive, the right subject, the right plot, and the right plan, you can make your dream come true. You get me? It just takes that one subject and you can become very, not so much famous or like a star, but popular, you know? I say that and I'm still a small What If YouTuber. True, I'm 1,300 is a big milestone for the YouTube community. And heck, I have more subs than Roman Reigns held the Universal Undisputed Championship. That's just me. Don't tell Roman Reigns I just flexed on him. Speaking of Roman Reigns, once we get a few more people, or depending who's in here, those of you wrestling and Walking Dead fans, I have pictures of 3 things. Number 1, I have a picture of the Transformers Cars one-parter, and I have a picture of Roman Reigns in The Walking Dead, just as a tease. You might be asking, since I did up to 3 stories so far, what about the dinosaur one? But there really wasn't much to show there because I didn't have to fan make anything. I just, you know, got pictures from online and just did the story that way. There wasn't much to do. Actually, I think I did more in the dinosaur one than I did in Transformers and Cars, because when you look back at a subject or thing that someone, especially something that someone recommends you or that you conjure up, you start to realize that some stories have less material than what you originally thought, but you could still make them good. It just depends on what it is. Frick, my first game back into Battle Royale and I die in 85th place. And she was waiting for me too. I'll tell you what, at the hour, you know what, I'm just gonna reveal it now. I'm gonna reveal it now. Depending on who's in here, I'm just going to reveal it now. Also, I want to explain to you guys. See the background? Prepare to enter a whole new Omniverse. That's also the background for everything, all my socials. So, if you guys haven't seen that, that's a teaser for the trailer and what's going to be happening. Like I said, I wish I could spoil more, but I can't until next week. All the teasers I've been saying about the middle of July and everything like that, I can't spoil it. Not yet. Ader, I have saved. Suno and Ranfan, and no. Bora and Upa. I have Upa. Violet, Silver, Yellow, the Red Ribbon Army. I have What If Dr. Duro Turned Good. That's the best you're going to get for that kind of subject. I have What If Bojack Turned Good. Anine and Ox King, you can't... You know what? I'll be kind and consider Anine, because I honestly forgot about her. And honestly, I should have taken into more consideration about Anine. Ox King, no. And as for Princess Sneak and King Choppa, you can't really do too much there. But yeah, as I just said about the whole prepare to enter a whole new Omniverse thing, I'm going to show the lists again. This is the list that I'm on currently. What if Roman Reigns was in The Walking Dead? I forgot to check it off since I'm working on it currently, but that's the story that I'm on as of now. And this is the list that I'm on. After What If Roman Reigns and then the Bonyu story, that is when you guys are going to see the next episode for The Walking Dead Cars verse from What If Rick Met Lightning McQueen. And I tease right now, that episode plus one more will be the last 2 episodes left, and then you will never see Rick and McQueen from that story pretty much ever again until either a very long way away in the future of the Omniverse or right at the end when the channel is finally, you know, done. Like, I'm done with What Ifs forever. So after the Roman Reigns and Bonyu one, since The Walking Dead and Dragon Ball are the main 2 things that generate big stories and plot points, that's why I do the Walking Dead Cars verse after those. Because that also is what The Walking Dead generated the whole Cars verse in the first place. But there have been some subjects besides that that have generated big story plot points that have just pushed me to do it then too. But there's never more than 1 episode on each list because I don't want to overstimulate you guys and take away the hype that the Walking Dead Carsverse has built, because it literally built the Omniverse to what it is today. It literally is the definition of the Omniverse of Nick. And once we get those 2 episodes out of the way, I'll be creating a huge title card for the Omniverse of Nick, and it will be like, it's going to be cinema. I can promise you guys that without a shadow of a doubt. It will be freaking cinema. I can promise you that. But yeah, that is going to be how that goes. So then, for the next one, we got Clara. Now, for this one, I honestly think that I'm going to do it after the Cell Jr. one is going to be cool, but I think I'm going to do it after the Clara one because that's pretty much the biggest on this list. So, yeah. Now, as for the pictures I wanted to spoil for the 3 stories that I just, well, the 2 stories I finished and then the one I'm working on right now, Roman Reigns. There's nothing to show for the dinosaur one because that's self-explanatory. You guys can figure it out. There was nothing to fan make in that story, period. But for the Cars Transformers one, and which is only a 1-parter, it was actually worked on half less, half more than the dinosaur one, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to show off what I have with the dinosaur, with the Transformer and car one, and then what I have so far, since I just got started with the Roman Reigns one. And let me tell you guys something right now. Since this is my first wrestling story and my third wrestling what if, and it shows the freaking OTC Roman Reigns, the head of the table and the Universal Undisputed, pretty much longest reigning champion of all time, and pretty much the head of all of WWE. It's going to be an amazing freaking story. Anyways, let me show you guys what I have for this. If this works, if it doesn't work, then I will be very disappointed. Does this even... Okay, it's only gonna do frickin' 1 for me. So just give me a real quick second here. Because this does not want to... It's weird off the phone. Let's be real here. Okay. Is this going to show the thing at all? Okay. This is the main thing for the Transformers and Cars 1-parter. Now, I thought this was going to be a bit longer and actually a story, but since it's the Cars universe we're talking about here, the best... I'm going to spoil this right now. The main thing that I'm going to analyze and tell you guys about is the fact that the Cars universe is basically blended in with the Transformers, but Transformers mainly takes over. But if I spoiled more, that would ruin what I analyze and tell you guys about in the video. So that's the best you're going to get. And as you can see, Chick Hicks is with Megatron. And if you're wondering who the right figure is, that is Jackson Storm as a Decepticon. And I found these online. This is not me, or even AI built for that matter. This was someone else who made these, or I believe AI generated them, or something like that. I don't freaking know. That wasn't very nice. Did they put dogs in Fortnite? Yeah, Crypto Treat apparently there's freaking dogs in Fortnite now. Fortnite's the only thing that I can do now is just Battle Royale. Because like I said, I completed, maxed out, and did every single thing. And the only thing I have left is just getting more games. But I can't do that right now because I'm trying to get the frick out of my house. So buying games right now ain't a freaking option now, is it? But yeah, this is the main teaser for that story. So now I'm going to show you guys the teaser so far, since I'm just getting started with the Roman Reigns story. But what I have teased is going to be a little bit silly when you look at it and look at the face mainly, but it is the best that I could do to create this picture. So I will show that off right now. I could show more than one picture, but after I show you guys the picture, I'm just going to give a little spoiler on the Roman Reigns one is going to be a long story, so I can spoil more on it, you know? It's easier to spoil more whenever the story is longer, but whenever I have a one-parter or an analysis or something like that, I can't spoil that much because it would ruin it, you know? And even with stories, depending on how long or short they are, I still have to keep a level head and not spoiling almost the entire thing, both on posts and in streams, because I don't want to take your guys' enjoyment away from you. I personally don't care about spoilers because that actually gets me more excited to look into what I'm looking at. But everybody's different, so I can't say what I like for everybody. But anyways, here is the Roman Reigns spoiler. Behold. Now, as you can see right here, Roman Reigns is spearing someone, but if you look right at the face, if you zoom in your eyes or your screens or whatever the frick you guys use to zoom in or whatever, look very closely at who he's spearing and tell me about that. And I'll actually open up the comments and catch up with those. What's up, King Devin? Excited for the Eric Matthews and Green Goblin ones the most. Makes me want to explore the Cars movies. Clark. Yeah, Clark. I actually can't wait to get into Clara. If I'm being completely for real with you, after seeing what her actor especially looked like, give her a freaking outrageous makeover. And I would play a clip for how I'm gonna say that voice, but once again, can't spoil too many things. Have you tried the new Blitz Battle Royale? No, I have not. I understand. I'm excited to see the Transformers story. No, it's not a story. It's a one-parter. But yeah, look very carefully at who he's spearing. And after that, I will talk to you guys again. First game, I got 85th place. Trying to redeem myself here since Fortnite Battle Royale is like the only thing I can do. So how you guys been? I haven't talked to you guys mainly since before last weekend when I said I was going on that little mini vacay last weekend. I tried to use the clearest picture I could, but it also didn't show too many moments of this character in pain because of how unreasonably freaking strong and durable he was. And if you guys really can't guess, then I will just tell you. Because I can at least tell you guys that much. I've been alright trying to motivate myself. I'm always motivated to do YouTube. Ever since I started playing games like Minecraft and Goat Simulator and Call of Duty Ghosts, specifically because of YouTube, I told myself, this is what I want to do. I want to do this not just for me, but I want to make videos. And as soon as I started making them and making more channels, I realized it's not just about me anymore. Not just about, like, you know, family. And it's not just about anything like that. It's about the people. It's about all of that. And I realize as I'm doing this for more than just myself, like, it just changes you. Because anyone can do a job, and it's like they do it just because they have to. But this is a job that I can actually do that, like, is something that I want to do. And when it becomes an actual job, it's going to be amazing. But yeah, when I'm done with this game, I'll see if you guys can guess who that character, Roman Reigns, is spearing. Yeah, like I said, if you guys really can't guess it, I will tell you. By the way, the zombie Goku story will conclude this coming Wednesday, and then that will be the last video you see before that coming weekend. Because, oh my god, videos. And by the way, the new trailer will be live. The new trailer will be live in an instant premiere. And you won't see the new intro and outro until the week after. You have no clue? Well, Fear the Walking Dead is how the story mainly takes place. If you saw in the picture for the spoiler at the start of this year, when I spoiled this as one of the stories out of the 2,000 plus I have saved, mind you, I teased Roman Reigns with Walker because Walker's group and Roman Reigns' bloodline connect exceedingly well. So having them together is the best. But anyway, my point is, Fear the Walking Dead's the best way for the story to take place. Holy frick, I just turned into a demonic bird thingy-majiggy. Except that doesn't really do anything now, does it? Thingy-majiggy. Come on, if I can get a win in my second game this stream, that would be amazing. Dare I say omniversal luck? What the mother frick? Now you ain't shooting me. Frick you. All right, I got 3 people left in my game, and then I will spoil that and a few other things. Just have to give me a little bit of time here. You smoking husk of flesh and bone. Come on, I can do this. I expected TF Motion to be here. So it could be with King Zeke and everybody. We have got a decent amount of people here today. So at least there's that. All right, I got one person left. See if I can get... Wait, there's another guy? He hasn't even shown himself. Ah! Oh, well, this guy's a douche canoe. Come on. Frick! I just got one dude left. And he is trying to juke the frick out of me. Sorry if I'm being awfully quiet. Frick. I haven't played Fortnite since the Battle Pass came out. I unlocked Robin, and then Superman showed up in the item shop. So this is my first time back because I was playing other games, doing what I am with the channel. Yeah. And I've just, playing other games. It's good, though. I like the fact that they brought Superman back since Chapter 2. I like Robin. I like the fact that I just won a motherfucking game. Second game. Coming back to Battle Royale. Yeah. Anyways, if you guys... Let me zoom in again. So if you guys have not guessed who Roman Reigns is currently spearing right now, it's Troy Otto. If you guys can't tell that it's Troy, zoom in really closely, and it's a picture of Troy in pain from when he was fighting Madison after he came back in Season 8, finale of Fear the Walking Dead. So yeah, Roman Reigns is sparing Troy in Season 3, whenever he gets introduced with his whole bloodline. And now let me go back to my actual screen. So basically, Roman Reigns and the entire bloodline. Let me actually zoom back to my actual thing. Like, hey, I'm just gonna do this. What the frick? Are you just gonna be gay now? Okay, whatever. I guess we're doing it this way. Yeah. Roman Reigns is not going to be introduced with Walker's group by himself. If you guys watched The Rock in The Walking Dead, the final boss is gonna make an appearance because he is part of the bloodline. Especially if you guys watched up to WrestleMania 40 or got introduced to the WWE in WrestleMania 40, which is how I did last year. And ever since, I've looked into every promo, every superstar, everything that I could possibly get my hands on. I have over 2,000 plus videos saved on YouTube and bunches more ideas saved, especially after the 2025 Royal Rumble, which is when I had that freaking flu, which was a pain. And yeah, Roman Reigns is going to get introduced with his entire bloodline. Jimmy and Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, the Tongans, Hikaru, or, Solo's new backup dancers, meaning JC Mateo, even though he's not a direct bloodline member, and Tala Tonga, or Hikaru, or whatever his name is, that appeared at Night of Champions. And also, since Naomi is with Jimmy Uso, she is going to be involved. Nia Jax is a part of the Samoan family, so she's going to be involved. And also, something that just came to mind, you remember how I said that since John Cena was my first WWE wrestling what if, right? And I said that there's no way, unlike The Rock and Roman Reigns, that I can do John Cena even as a heel in The Walking Dead, right? Well, let's just say that I'm reconsidering and putting him not the whole WWE cast, just Roman Reigns, The Rock, and the Bloodline, but I have thought of at least merging a said "You Can't See Me" mascot in that story as a heel, as part of a Rick CRM little plot twist when The Rock finally shows his face. But I'm going to leave the rest up to your guys' imagination. let's just say that this is going to be, I say this about a lot of my stories on my channel, but I deliver when I usually say this. The Roman Reigns story is going to be one of the biggest on this channel. So yeah, you guys are definitely not going to want to miss it. There are so many people that wanted to see the Lightning McQueen story with Rick, but then so many people didn't check it out. And I've noticed that with other YouTube subscribers, and like a YouTuber called BRBC Rules. He's a Power Rangers YouTuber. And I also canceled Power Rangers What Ifs because I realized the Power Rangers Samurai doesn't have much to offer, and it actually merges with other Power Rangers universes. So I'm just gonna do Power Rangers Samurai, since that's the main Power Rangers I like, the characters as crossovers, like I do with many other things. But yeah, when you guys check out the Roman Reigns story, it's gonna be a showstopper. Freaking cinema, I'm telling you. Arctic Warriors, what's up? But as for besides all the stuff that I've told you guys about thus far, let me go on a little bit more of a, let's just say, spoiler before the big spoiler, and basically talk your guys' ears off. So prepare yourselves. I mean, and again, I kind of talk your guys' ears off anyway, so yeah. Anyways, so I told you guys an exact month and a half or so ago that I was going to be doing daily uploads and making this huge update in the middle of July. But I didn't say everything that it was going to evolve. And I'm still not going to, because you guys will find that out in a week. Exactly a week. Next Friday through Sunday is going to be the biggest reveal on this Omniverse you guys have ever seen. And you guys have seen big updates. You have seen Omniversal updates. But there's not even a name that I can use to describe this besides Omniversal that shows how big this update is going to be. And, like, the more that I'm thinking about it, the more hyped that I'm getting towards it. This is the most hyped I've been probably since I got 1,000 subscribers on this channel. And I almost started crying. And this isn't even that big to get me to, like, get that excited. But anyways, I am going to at least give you guys a hint as what I'm going to be doing. I can't tell you all of what I'm doing right now, because as with everybody in my personal life, it's not just for YouTube. It's for everything. And the look of the hat and the shirt and pants and stuff that I showed you guys 2 weeks ago, that was just the start. Barely. That's not even a start. That was just a teaser. And honestly, there's just so much more to come. That's why I also have not made any community posts for the past, like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something like that, besides reminding you guys about small stream stuff. Because I can't. I've been thinking and putting in the work and thought process of a million different things, especially with this. But I will at least give you guys a hint as to what I am going to be doing. So, number one, first and foremost, I'm going to be doing daily uploads. Now, the entirety of why I didn't do that when I started this Omniverse is because I still had all the other channels, and I thought this was going to be a one and done, bye-bye, Nick is off YouTube forever. You know, at that point, if this channel had been a basically dry well, like all the other ones, you would never see this face on YouTube ever again. Because counting this, I had done over 8, 9 YouTube channels. And at that point, I really thought about giving up and going against my morals of never giving up. But look at how wrong I was. But when I got rid of all those other channels, I still kept with the mindset of doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday uploads, that it stuck with me until this very moment right here. And I realized that since my channel is getting bigger, I have over 2,000 plus ideas saved, and I plan to save even more until I literally can't think of any more. And even if my channel gets bigger, there's only so much that we can conjure up. And there's only so much fiction and real life that we can look into. So I came up with the solution to do daily uploads. I figured that, like, this is the time. If there was ever a time to do daily uploads, it would be right now. You know, there's no other way to go about it. So yeah, starting next weekend, and right after that coming Sunday, there will be daily uploads from here on out. And Sunday will be the only day that I have off. And since that's going to also be the case, I'm no longer doing the 5, 6, 7 story thing and then stopping and then doing that cycle over and over again. I am going to just consecutively work on stories just over and over and over again. It's just going to be an ongoing thing. I'm not going to stop. And the only day I am going to stop is Sundays. And that's the day I'll be relaxing, unless it's like something in my personal life that comes up, or, you know, something like that. Other than that, you're going to be seeing my content, my face pretty much all the freaking time, pretty much. And then Saturdays, I used to do about an hour to an hour and a half when I started streaming. And then we moved that to 2 hours as the channel grew more. But since we're growing even more, starting at next weekend, we're going to be moving to 3-hour streams. That's right. But like always, if there's really no one around or anything like that, or I'm not like fully energized, or something comes up in my personal life, then obviously the stream will be cut short. But especially as the channel grows bigger, there's going to be 3-hour streams. Because I realize as growing bigger, like, I gotta build myself up more. So streams is naturally going to be a part of that. So yeah, starting next weekend, you guys are going to be seeing 3-hour streams, which means we'll be able to talk more. We'll be able to, I don't know, depending on who's in here, be able to game more, maybe stuff like that. I can't honestly expect everything to happen like successfully, or predict how everything's going to turn out once we get to that point. But, you know, I could definitely anticipate that once we get to next weekend and everything's put into place, you guys will never recognize the Omniverse ever again. It will be totally unrecognizable. But for the actual better. I can promise you guys that right frickin' now. Like I said, you guys won't even recognize the Omniverse whenever next week comes. And then, as for everything else, since I'm going to be working on consecutive stories, I'm also working on consecutive lists. If you guys check out the Google Doc, you realize that the doc and both of them are actually, you know, decently, significantly decreasing in terms of how many things are on them. Meaning that I have over 20 lists saved already, besides, because remember, I would do the whole, like, you know, I get on, I do the up to the halfway point, and then I work on the next list, right? And then I show you guys the 2 lists or whatever. But now, since I'm working on consecutive projects, going to be doing daily stuff, that means also with consecutive lists, you guys are from now on, whenever I make updates and everything, you guys are going to be seeing 2 lists at a time whenever it's at the right moment, you know? So basically, whenever I'm finished with the 2 lists that I show you guys, you'll get to see the next 2. But unless I tell you guys, like, it'll be hard, probably, especially for newcomers, to see that I am way more ahead than they think that I am. But for you guys who have been here through thick and thin and, like, who know me and everything, you'll know you'll know, obviously, what's going on and everything like that. So, yeah, that's what's going on there also. And speaking of community posts, once we get to next week, that's another thing. Besides daily uploads, 3-hour streams, and Sunday being the only day off, you're going to be seeing community posts a lot more often. So, yeah, I'm not saying that it's going to be every day like the videos. No. At first I thought that it was going to be, but then I also thought there is absolutely no positive way, unless I remind you guys about a project, that I can do that. There's no real sense in doing that every single day. So that might be the only thing that you guys don't see consecutively, but near consecutively, you know? So, I mean, that's probably not going to be a big deal, because at some point you could get too much of a person, especially if you guys have been keeping with all of these updates and you're like, whoa, dude, chill. But yeah, that's how that's going. And then besides all of that, I can't really tell you guys anything else besides the fact you guys will be seeing a new channel trailer, which will be an instant premiere next Friday. And you won't get to see the new intro and outro until the week after, about at the end of the week after next week. So basically 2 weeks. And then the only other thing that I can say is that there will be a new picture and a new banner. But besides that, I can't really say anything else. Everything else just has to be a surprise. But yeah, sounds good, keeps us hyped. Exactly. But yeah, I can't really say anything else. It would ruin the hype a bit. But surely you guys can understand. After all, when you guys get to see everything that is going to be built up to next week, you'll see why I chose, and also, for lack of keeping this a secret for too long or anything, don't do this, really, especially if you want to be safe on the internet. I know plenty of big YouTubers especially say that it's their birthday and everything, but especially if you're a small YouTuber, I would just watch. But the reasoning that it is next week of all weeks to be revealing big stuff, not just because it's the middle of the year, is because next Friday is my birthday. But yeah, I don't really, that's why in my Walking Dead, What If Nick Was in the Walking Dead video, I was unsafe about sharing my specific, not like address, but location, because you have to be safe on the internet, you know? Some people can take advantage of personal things like that. So that's why I was even unsafe about even saying that my birthday was the reasoning behind all of this, you know? But that's what's going to be going on from now on. From now on, at the beginning of every single year and my birth date in the middle of the year, you guys are going to be receiving humongous Omniversal updates and stuff to spoil what goes on throughout those parts of the year. So hopefully that gives a little more insight as to why that is the way it is. I gotta go early, sadly. Nick, see ya. Okay, Zeke, thanks for dropping in, though, man. I won't see you again probably until next week. Unless you comment on a seemingly Dragon Ball video, or if you make the Maggie story or something like that. But thank you very much for dropping in. I wish TF would drop in before the stream ends, or Kaz or my brother or something, but my bro works, and Kaz or Nuclear Longshot, he is, let's just say he's lazy, more or less. And I doubt that he would more or less be insulted by that, because he's admitted such. But anyway, yeah, that's why that's the way it is. So hopefully you guys who maybe were questioning why maybe I was being maybe too ambiguous, or like keeping little things a secret, that like, hey, you could at least reveal this. I don't know. I just felt like revealing it like that, like, I know I might be being a little bit too safe, but like, I don't know. It's just about being enough safe on the internet, you know? Because you never know who could take advantage of that kind of information, you know? I get it. Some people don't really care that it's your birthday, but others who especially know you near their area or as a person could take advantage of that. Like those trolls, for example. Frickin', what's their faces? I don't even remember their names now. Not that I should care. KJ, what was the other ones? GMV, King of Portals, Goatvener, Gavin EM, whatever the frick their names were. There's so many names, and they're so distant in the past that I don't even care to remember them. And I have an exceedingly good memory. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I can say for now. And also, I hope that you guys have been enjoying the Zombie Goku story, because the last part and the movie will be out next Wednesday, and the only thing you're going to see Friday and over the weekend next week is the trailer, the updates, the Discord, the YouTube, and everything is going to be, let's just say it's going to be bombarded. Let's just leave it at that, more or less. But I really hope that that gives you guys hype. I hope that you're packed in. And I hope that you guys are going to stay tuned for that, because trust me, I know that I said this about the McQueen Walking Deadverse story and how you guys have to watch that to understand that it's the entrance into the Omniverse of Nick. But more than ever before, if there's anything that you guys should be looking forward to and staying tuned for, it's that. It's next week. And also, I want to give a reminder for those who joined later in the stream that for the Walking Dead Carsverse, after the Clara, or I'm sorry, the, what was it? The Roman Reigns and Banyu one, I'll be making the next part to the McQueen Walking Dead verse. And after the episode after that, which will be after the Clara story, I'm done with the Walking Dead Carsverse. So that'll be the movie and 4 or 5 episodes. If not, I'll do one more after the Clara one, and then that's it. Up to 5 episodes of the spinoff from that movie story, and then you will never see the Walking Dead Carsverse ever again until basically the end of the channel, because by that point, the Omniverse will have moved past that. I'm not trying to focus on the Walking Dead Carsverse forever. What that is it's a build-up and entrance to the Omniverse of Nick. And that's why I'm going to be creating a huge title card and a kind of cinematic trailer for the Omniverse of Nick. Not to replace the trailer I'm making for next week. Oh God, no. But it'll be something that represents why the story is so important, even though it's silly, because it built something. And with that said, by the time we get to after the Clara list and everything, the Walking Dead Carsverse will have moved past that. There will be no point in including it no more. By that point, the Omniverse will have moved to a different direction. And by the very end of this channel, when there's absolutely nothing left to talk about ever again, only then will you see the Walking Dead Carsverse and everything that I moved past return. There was something else that I wanted to mention. Something else that I was remembering. Or something that maybe you guys can help me remember or mention. I also want to get your guys' opinion, but just give me a minute. I gotta remember. There's something that I wanted to say. Think that I covered almost everything that I need to, that I think that I can remember, more or less. Oh, there's a few other things that I want to mention for those who are still here and keeping track of everything that I've blurted out. More or less. First up, another thing and a big step for this Omniverse that I'm just going to spoil right now. I want to start doing collabs more, because the only collab that I've ever done is with my best friend UGN Kaz or Nuclear Longshot. I want to start doing collabs, like with King Devin, Zeke's World, TF Motion, try to even see about Lytro Storm, even though he's still a decent bit higher than me. But as I grow bigger, I want to collab with what if YouTubers. I want to see what other YouTubers might take interest in my channel and our Omniverse. And I want more acknowledgement with our channel mascot, Omni, and just the Omniverse in general. I want there to be something that elevates us more as the Omniverse continues to grow. And collabs are a big step towards that. And then also, with the whole list thing and what I'm talking about here, since I'm going to be doing daily stuff and everything, I forgot to bring this up. That means that a lot of one-parter stories or analysis videos, they're going to be going by quick. And you might be wondering, what? For those of you who are wondering about the multiple lists thing specifically, even with everything I just blurted out, well, that's the reason. Because since I'm doing daily and the one-parter analysis and stories are going to be taken care of so quickly, even though a very good multitude of them are stories, this means that those 2,000 plus ideas, they're going to be going by in the blink of an eye. I thought that it would take me 15, 20 years to take care of all those 2,000 plus ideas, plus more that you guys and myself would be conjuring up. But I can estimate that we'll probably have all of those ideas and my dock empty by probably the end of 2027 or 2028. And if we're absolutely lucky, 2030 at the latest. But that's just estimates. I have no way of knowing that yet. And that is a lot of information to swallow. But I think that for those of you who are hyped, packed, and tuned in for the Omniverse, that you are more than willing to absorb all that information, especially those of you who want to see this channel grow and everything like that, because it's more than just becoming the best YouTuber and becoming famous and doing all of this. It's just about elevating this as the best What If channel of all time. And it's going to take a lot, but that's what all this stuff is for, mainly. Heck, I should have done something like this way sooner. Even the name, like, I don't know if the names here or not are presentable, but if you guys have seen it in my Discord especially, I changed my tag to Omniscient Omniversal Nick. So I thought about changing, even for my birthday next week, for the big update, the name of the channel. But I think Nick's Topics to the Omniverse of Nick, that should be the be-all, end-all of the names. There's not really much that you can name it, honestly. Because Nick's Omniverse just sounds lame, and Nick's What If Topics is too long. So that's why I never changed them or named them to that. So honestly, that's the best that we got. Okay, let me just do a quick once over of everything I just, threw at you guys. I think that's pretty much it. I said everything I could without spoiling the huge freaking stuff. I'm so excited for next week. It's not even funny. Not just because it's my freaking birthday, but like because there's so much that I have planned. I said at the beginning of the year, 2025 is going to be the biggest year of all time. It's been the biggest year for WWE. There's been huge amounts of movie and show releases. It's been a big freaking year on this channel. Everyone's been celebrating big parties, and everyone's been in a good mood for the most part. You can't make everybody happy. It's just been amazing. So, okay. So what I got to ask you guys is, those of you who are still here, do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, expectations, or opinions on everything that I've spoken of in the past 60 minutes here? Do you have anything that you guys want to add? Anything like that? Because now is honestly, besides on the Discord and Monday and Wednesday, the last time you are going to be able to. Because, like I said, next Friday is when all of it comes together. So if you guys want to have anything to say besides on the Discord or just in the comment section or Monday and Wednesday next week, now is the time to say it. Don't mind me. I'm just enjoying a snack so that way I don't get freaking hungry. Yeah, like I said, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, expectations, or anything like that, now's the time to say it. Because besides the comments in Discord and then Monday and Wednesday, this is the last time that you're going to see me. Until then. You'd be like, oh, what, are you going to leave YouTube? Frick no. The only reason I would leave YouTube is if I died, if I was forced to get another job, or if I literally had this channel erased. Besides all that, you will not see this face moving until I'm so freaking old and done with YouTube that I literally can't do it anymore. That's how long I plan to be on this platform. But plans and reality can be two different things. They are two different things. So yeah, I'll give it a few minutes here before we end the stream. If anybody has anything they want to add to anything I've said, go ahead, speak a piece. I'm just checking what time it is. Talking a lot can take a lot out of you. I don't know how many can relate. At least here. You know, like some of the only oldest YouTubers out there is Lunatic Dad, Angry Grandpa who passed away, and then Psycho Dad. Besides that, and them being past their 50s, you really don't see anyone be on YouTube for that long. Or like start YouTube past the age of like 40. So there really aren't that many old YouTubers out there at all. So if I could pass that milestone, I mean, Angry Grandpa was past 66 whenever he passed away. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to be on YouTube past, like, I think that if I retired at, like, around the middle of 50, close to 60, that would be enough. But who knows? I could retire sooner. Depending on life situations or being out of what ifs way, 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 way sooner. But It just depends. Honestly, it just depends. But if no one has anything that they want to say, comment on, any expectations or anything like that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Remember, you will not see me again until Monday and Wednesday for the last 2 parts of the Zombie Goku story and the movie. And then Friday through Sunday is when you will receive all the updates, all the stuff, and the big omniversal direction that myself and my mascot Omni are preparing for you. So stay tuned, stay hyped, and stay packed, because we're about to change the Omniverse in a way that is so omnisciently omniversal, you won't even recognize it. With all that said, thank you for those of you who did join the stream today. For those who didn't and who want to comment things before that fateful weekend next week, be my guest, because this is one of the last times you will see the Omniverse like this as we change it into a whole new direction. With all that said, like I said, thank you for those of you who joined the stream today. And I'll see you later.